Hi, so we are going to talk about the different types of selection today. There's 3 different types of selection, and each one has to do with a graph. If you look in your textbook, there are, I just got flowers, beautiful. If you look in your textbook, there's a picture of them, and I didn't make a PowerPoint as of right now, because I usually just do it on the board because I like to draw the graphs. So the 3 different types of selection, directional selection is one of them. That's where no matter what you remember we talked about the beans, no matter what you measure, so say you measure lions or snakes or wild mustard seeds or wild mustard plants or whatever that you measure, is that better? Whatever you measure, there's going to be a small amount, like small, medium, and large. No matter what you measure, the height of humans, the height of a cat, doesn't matter. Small, medium, and large, always. So that's the black. Okay, that's the black. This is the normal. All right, that's the normal. And then directional selection, what happens is the environment selects for one extreme. So one extreme is favored. One extreme. And what do I mean by extreme? Is favored. Can you see that? Okay. What do I mean by extreme? The large would be the extreme or the small would be the extreme because that's on one side or the other. So, and then the whole graph changes direction. Get it? So directional selection. So this small dies out. So say what happens is an example is a bird, okay? Like one of Darwin's finches on the Galapagos Islands. So the nuts on the islands were really, really, really big. So the birds with the small beaks, so that this is beak size, the birds with the small beaks died out, okay? And then this whole graph changed direction. The birds with the large beaks are more beneficial. The medium beaks, a few of those lived, and then now extra large beaks became a thing. And so that's directional selection. One extreme is favored over the other. Could be a different example, say the super large spiders, they get eaten by the birds because they're visible. The medium spiders, kind of some of them get eaten, and the small spiders always escape. So then the graph would change direction this way. So that'd be another example. The questions on directional selection. The whole graph changes direction. Got it? Okay. Now we have stabilizing selection. What do you think stabilizing? We always start with black. That's the normal. Okay, small, medium, large. All right, so stabilizing selection is where the average is the most beneficial. So watch this. So there's like the extremes die out. So an example, a very common example of that was used to happen, stabilizing selection, both extremes die. Okay, both extremes die. All right, so the average is the most successful. Average. Children giving childbirth is an example. So like the babies that were like 14 pounds would get stuck in the birth canal and they would die, or cause lots of complications. The babies that were preemies and like 1 pound, they would die because their lungs weren't fully developed and whatever. So the averages, the 5 to 7 pounds, were the most successful. Okay, that is the most common example that I can think of right now. Obviously we have like the NICU and stuff, and we have C-sections, so that doesn't really happen anymore, but that did happen for a really long time. So that would be stabilizing selection. Questions? Average, successful. Extremes, die. Get it? And the last one is disruptive selection. So what do you think happens to this normal graph? Small, medium, large. What do you think happens? It's disrupted. Very good. So both extremes are most successful. So it's called disruptive. I love the names because it makes sense. Disruptive selection. Okay, both extremes live, average dies. Okay, so an example, your book gives a good example that there's like these, well, it says limpets, but nobody knows what that is. So I'm going to say shells. These clams, they live on the beach, right? And the sand is white, okay? And the rocks are black. And nothing is tan. So we're going to change this for this example to be white. Would have to be gray because white and gray make black. Or it could be white, tan, and brown. Okay, the clams can either blend in on the white because the clams are white. They can blend in on the black, but there aren't any gray ones. There's only white or black. And so the gray ones all die. So then the curve turns into this. See how this normal curve disappears, and now the averages die out and the extremes are successful. Does that make sense? So those are the 3 different types of selections that you need to know. And if you were taking a test at school, that would be your essay question, and you would have to draw each graph, describe each graph, and then give an example of each graph. So you do need to know it for your test, but I'm not going to make you draw it. So I'll watch this again if you have questions. Otherwise, I will chat with you later. Make sure you read your textbook. Bye.